talk about this real quick? Can we talk about this real quick? One of the funniest things right now, to me, personally, is that conservatives are... Conservatives have an unfortunate tendency to fall for other conservative propaganda, which might sound intuitive, right? But, well, you might kind of understand what I mean if I give you an example, right? Conservatives in America look at essentially the propaganda put out by the Republican Party, and they, buy that hook, line, and sinker, generally speaking. And then they see conservative propaganda put out by other organizations around the world that are also incredibly conservative and fundamentally religious. And I just have to say, it's funny to me to see RNC Research over here posting this, right?
That were killed in Pakistan, the weapons that the Taliban used were the weapons that the U.S. left in Afghanistan, the goggles.
I haven't seen those reports, but let me remind you, please, take the opportunity to remind you, we didn't just leave a bunch of weapons in Afghanistan. This is a fallacy, this is a farce.
That were killed in Pakistan.
Now, they clip this, they're like, he's lying. We left tons of weapons back there. And this person's like, meanwhile, the Taliban thanking us with 4K videos of all their newly acquired gear we left. Let's just take a look at the propaganda from the Taliban that conservatives are agreeing with. Oh, you're not gonna get me. Not gonna get me here. Okay? Look at them all running around. They can kick so high. They can do flips and shit. Oh my god. They can punch. They can punch things. Wow, look at them. Using all of the amazing cutting edge gear we left behind, like helmets and backpacks. They never would have had helmet or backpack technology. Or like, oh look, an armored vehicle that isn't moving and is covered by smoke from a firework. Oh my god, they have goggles. That's crazy, guys. Did you know? Did you know the Taliban have guns now? They never would have had guns. They never would have had guns without America leaving all of those huge cache of weapons behind. That's crazy. Yeah, God of Game. It turns out women are indeed capable of sarcasm. It's crazy, I know. Wow, look at them using all of the stuff we left behind, like a single smoke grenade, or wow. Look at him run through this building and go down this rope. Oh man, a single solitary armored vehicle. That's crazy. Damn, they never would have had explosives without the United States. Explosives were beyond Taliban technology prior to the United States leaving Afghanistan. There's no way they could have, I don't know, improvised some sort of explosive device prior to the United States being in Afghanistan. That's crazy, dog. They never would have had pistols without the US. Just out of curiosity, how many people do you think we've seen armed with weapons in this video? How many people do you think we've seen fully geared and equipped in this video? If those M9s were left behind by the Marines, they're as old as I am. Yeah, no kidding. Like, oh, look. One helicopter. It's true. They never would have had helicopters. Okay, look. 3 Hummers. That's crazy. All of the massive amounts of military technology left behind in Afghanistan. It's really interesting then that at the beginning of this video, right? It's interesting that at the beginning of this video, all of these guys aren't armed with all of, you know, the stuff we left behind. We left behind so many backpacks and helmets and body armors. And none of them are... They aren't even wearing boots from the U.S. Army. That's crazy, dog. Like... Oh, man, they're so big and tough and scary. Look at all... They've been so heavily armed by the United States. They aren't... Bro, they aren't even wearing, like... any of the gear that you're claiming they stole. You see three working armored vehicles in the entirety of this video. They're using at best, at most, slightly better guns than they had before. Slightly. They took over the country. They're going to have a couple of armored vehicles and helicopters. That's not inconceivable about taking over an entire country. The fear-mongering that Republicans and conservatives have done is like, we left them an entire army's worth of supplies and like military hardware. And then they're like, oh, look at this video. It proves how much weapons we've left them. And it's like, does it though? Because... Not from where I'm sitting. They're, like, if we truly did, they wouldn't waste their time in the opening minute of this video showing, like, dudes jogging in, like, tracksuits and, like, kicking and doing parkour. Like, if they were actually... If these guys were actually well-equipped, their propaganda videos wouldn't have them, like, doing flips and punching boards. This is like when, oh god, can I find it? Can I find the video? Yeah, here. This is like when, North Korea put out their propaganda video. And it's like, wow, look at how well equipped the North Koreans are. They can fist fight each other. They're so tough. Man, as I'm watching this, I'm starting to wonder if we left them behind a major stockpile of weapons and ammunition when we left Afghanistan. Look at how they're kicking those bricks. It's just propaganda, and yet conservatives seem to fall for it regardless of where it's coming from. Like, if it's conservative propaganda from the Taliban, from North Korea, or from the Republican Party, they buy it hook, line, and sinker. It's wild. Hey, God of Game. Most of it was used by the war. You think the Taliban used most of the weapons we left behind in the war? USA funding the proud Mujahideen warriors is good old USA tradition. Why is the USA abandoning their traditions? Almost like body armor degrades or something without maintenance. Almost indeed. I just thought that was funny.